How's it going, YouTube people? Been a minute. Just thought I'd give an update of sorts. Let you know where I'm at, what's been going on. Don't remember what we talked about last, but working with my new primary care. That's going good. We reduced some of my medication, working on getting off of one of them. And doing the phlebotomies and doing the iron panels and working on those. Still just shittily stable, kind of where I'm just gonna be at. Some days are all right, some not. Started getting out and exercising finally. It's been 9 months. 9 months, so pretty weak. And started 3 days ago. And just getting out and walking, that's what I'm doing at the moment. And it's going to take a while. Still get dizzy and stuff, you know. Wife goes with me, and we just walk around the block, and we'll continue to work on that every day. It's just something I got to do. And appointment coming up, I think next month, with the gastrologist. Do upper GI check. And you know, not a whole lot going on. Home life's up and down. We've been through a lot, that's for sure, the last 8 or 9 months. And so we're going to try to work on the home life, try to get back on track, to where we're not arguing so much. Able to talk, you know. But it is what it is, you know. And we'll work on that as well. Maybe go see a counselor, help us get back on track, and see how that goes. It's been kind of nice not having to drive all these trips down to the hospital. I can get everything done here in town now. They opened up the infusion center. It's only 5 minutes away, 5 blocks, you know. And so I can get my blood work done here. Infusion center's just across the street. Can go do the phlebotomies there. And makes things simpler, that's for sure. So basically everything right here within 5 blocks, except for the trips to Medford. And at the moment, those are just scheduled every 3 months. And just to, you know, just to keep checking on how everything's going. And if they're getting worse, you know, or not. But staying on a keel, you know, it's wobbly. It's always going to be the bottom line. I need that chunk of liver. And that's just the way it is. You know, how long I can live depends on me, you know. When I left ICU, we figured I would already be dead by now. And that's what they led us to believe. And I wasn't really having any part of that. And so it's been a long haul, you know. It's been trying on us, you know. And the wife worked all through this, and you know, taking care of me. She's like a, I don't know, nurse, housemaid, type person, you know, plus her job, and it's been hard. But I think things will start getting back on track, and you know, my eating's good. I'm not really gaining much weight. Half a pound a month, maybe, I think. A pound a month. Lost a lot of weight. But I am getting some of it back. And eating junk food that used to make me fat, you know, that doesn't happen, you know. So, you know, chocolate, just, you know, I'm just where I'm at. I think the exercising, once I can get up and get farther distances than what I'm getting, right now I'm only going a quarter of a mile a day, and that's about all I got at the moment. And we'll work that up. Maybe try to go a little bit farther on Saturday, tomorrow. We'll see. And we'll get that built back up, and that should help a lot. I'm eating tons of food, not a problem. And just eat whatever I want to eat. I eat healthy for the most part, you know, but you know, pizza and Subway is not out of my diet, I tell you that. And it doesn't have to be. And basically right now they're just happy I'm eating. And but I do try to you know, eat healthy, you know, chicken, and you know, just got to stay away from the red meat. I eat a little bit, you know. Wife makes wonderful home tacos, you know. We had that a couple of times this week, and so I do get some red meat, but trust me, it's cooked. It ain't bleeding on my plate. But just cruising, you know. The new PCP, you know, he's dealt with this hemochromatosis, and it's nothing new for him. And so really don't need the hematologist, you know, so that, you know, I got rid of that doctor, and they both were in agreement, you know, they just left it up to me, and that's the decision we made. So the primary, you know, he's handling my primary health, and the hemochromatosis, and working with the gastro, you know, and he's getting me off of the mitadrins, what we're working on right now. He cut me down in half. What do you want? Cut me in half this month on my dosage, and it's going all right, you know. I think I might get dizzy a little bit more until my body gets used to not having it. But next month we should cut that in half again, and if that goes good, I'll just be able to chunk that mitadrin. And that's an expensive drug too. You know, you're talking about $600 when you fill it. That's after insurance, you know. So hang on 1 second, I gotta let the dog out. But anyways, getting rid of that medication is going to be nice. You know, I'm down to not very much meds right at the moment. And from where I started out was just, I don't know, I think there were 17 bottles of crap, you know. And so I think I got it down to only maybe 6, I believe. 6 or 7 meds. You know, some of those are like vitamin D. They got to pump that in me. And I get big giant dose of that on the weekends of vitamin D, but I got to take it all week long. But other than that, not a whole lot going on here. Typical beach weather out, you know, sunny, 65, can't complain. I'll check in again, you know, soon. Just nothing really to update on, you know. Like I said, I'm just riding this wobbly keel. It's not going to change, you know. But there's still some stuff I can do, you know, to improve myself. And which, you know, it's good for your body anyways. Good for your health, you know. And get back out, you know, exercising. It took a lot, you know, to get started, but, you know, a quarter of a mile doesn't sound like much, you know, but I'll build that up and get going on that, you know. Get my Arnold Schwarzenegger look back on. Contemplating on the shave thing. I usually can't stand a beard. I don't know, maybe I'll just let it grow. But we'll get to, I think we're going to try to go see someone and talk to them, you know, to help us get back on track. And, you know, get some of this responsibility off my wife, and that'll help a lot, you know. And as I've gotten better, you know, I've needed less care, so hopefully that'll help. It doesn't really seem like it has so far, but I think it will come around, you know. And, you know, get back onto our dreams, you know, and go from there. And ferritin, it's coming down slow. Like I posted before, the lower it gets, the slower it comes off. So I'm down to 59 on my ferritin. I started out right at 2,000, and it's taken a few months. And he wants to get me down below 30. And the iron saturation, I'm running at 22% now, but he wants me down around 15 on that. You know, the higher those numbers get, the worse it is for my liver. And so we'll continue to work on those. I think next week, I think I'll have to go up and give blood. And then I'll start using the local infusion center. The last one I went down to the hospital. It was just already set up and made it easier. But we'll switch that up here. That'll make it easy peasy. Like I said, everything right here in my little town that I need, you know, is right here. Now, you know, if crap hits the fan and I tank out again, you know, obviously I'll be all over hospitals and whatnot again. But I don't foresee that happening as long as I just keep taking care of myself and staying positive, you know. And I'm happy with the new primary care. I'm glad I got rid of the old one. What a tool they were, you know, really. And so once I could get off the mitadrin, he said I could start tapering off on 2 of the other drugs slowly, and then they'll see how the ascites, you know, how that works out. I still haven't had any ascites since June 22nd, I believe, since I did the big med change with the gastrologist. And the new doctor, he knows, don't mess around and give me ascites again. It's just not fun. And I couldn't stress that enough to him, you know. It's like, I don't want to have to take more meds than I need, but don't let me go backwards either, you know. So however you want to monitor You know, I hope it works out. No one wants ascites, trust me. It's just not fun at all. And I went through 5.5 months of that weekly. For you that have followed, you well know, I blogged almost every week on it. And just a nightmare. And they looked, I had the biopsy. I'm not sure if I had talked about that. Had the liver biopsy. Nothing that we didn't already know, but at least it got done. And they checked for ascites then, because they wouldn't do the biopsy without pulling off the fluid if there was any, and there was none to be found. So there's 0, which is really nice, A stomach's back to normal, what it's supposed to look like, instead of all weirded out on the sides and bleeding everywhere. It's normal, and no more pain there. The joint pain, I think it's starting to lower some, and the muscle pain, and those should get better as I unload the iron. And it has to do, I can't explain it again, but the new doctor, he explained it to me, and it made really good sense finally how the iron works more in our body, and I understood it better, and why we got to bring it down so low. So they're going to bring it down to the point to where I'm almost anemic, and hold it there and let me start burning up those stores of iron, and then rebuild my red blood platelets, and get the saturation in my bloodstream down. But it's too hard for me to explain. He explained it really good too, and I was like, oh, I get it. It's just one of those moments. It's like, oh, I get it, and then I forget. But I understand how it works, but I'm not going to try to explain it. I'll probably get parts of it wrong, but that was the basics of it. I got to get the ferritin, which I have been going by all this time, and we're not going to go by that so much anymore. We're going to go by the hemoglobin and the saturation percent. And so I got to get used to getting that changed over in my mind, when I was used to going by the ferritin level. But the ferritin level doesn't mean everything, But I'll get used to how that system works. A lot of doctors do it that way. I really don't know why. And this last time, my doctor, he went ahead and did a ferritin test on me, just so I knew where that number was, till I get used to the hemoglobin and hemoglobin and globin, I believe it is. And I'm not even sure where those numbers were. I've got the test, but I just gave him the blood and left. And so, like I said, that's scheduled every 2 weeks, and we'll see how it does. And basically, he wants my ferritin to get down around 10, and that should burn up a lot of the stored iron in my joints and in my muscles, and allow my red blood cells, yada yada. So anyways, that's where we're at, and just gliding through. Feels good to get out, and I hope to do that some more. It's 8 months bedridden. It's a long time, and gets pretty boring. I took the wife out to breakfast here a couple of weeks ago, and it's about all I could do. Sadly, the restaurant that we like was closed. So what was that, Labor Day, I guess? And they were closed for the weekend. It's like, so we tried a new place. Their food, food wasn't the best, but it'd be nice to get out, you know. Got some other stuff I'm gonna try to help out on here coming up. Maybe next week, week after. Working on stuff with the county. They have contacted me and looking for, you know, my advice and my I don't know, knowledge. But a lot of it has to do with the homeless and how best, you know, to help, and food insecurities. You know, and the drug issues, you know. And I've talked to him before, and I've worked on stuff before, you know. Usually, I've always just did what I wanted to do on my own. Not that they all don't like what I have to say, and I just do whatever. And I've been approached a few times where I just tell them no thanks, you know, and turn around and just do what I want to do. If I want to barbecue for 50 homeless people out here in my yard, that's what I do, you know. I can't do that right now, but, you know, if you want to treat drugs as a criminal problem, you won't be getting any help from me, you know. And I did talk about that the other day with them. It's like, you know, where I stand on drugs, it's a social disease, you know. It's up to us as a society to make things better, and we have to give them the tools to do it. What brought this on was beach cleanup day. And the one up north of me, they shut it down. No more beach cleanup day. They can't risk someone getting stuck with a needle. That needle was found. So they're like, oh, somebody will get hip and sue and whatever. But it's all right for all the tourists to run up and down the beach, you know, the kids barefooted and, you know, digging, you know, sandcastles. And that's all right. But, you know, a city employee get hip. And so they just shut it down, you know. So what do you want to do with the garbage, you know? So maybe I'll work on them, spend a couple hours on the phone. Going to try to meet with the lieutenant down here next week and talk to him and talk to the resource officer. I don't know, see where it goes. And hopefully get something done. But gives me something to look forward to, I guess, you know. And hopefully, you know, I can get out and about, and that'll help with the exercising part as well, you know. Just have to wait and see how it goes. But anyways, I'm going to jump off here. Looks like about going on half an hour, I think. But I'll check back in and in a while and let you all know how it's going. Until then, y'all be healthy and safe out there, and you know, just be healthy and count your blessings if you are. Peace out.